Okay, so on these, you got to create your own table and then do quadratic regression. We've done the regression notes, so you should remember that. But even if you haven't, like, make sure you follow along and pay attention to the words we're saying, right? So on this one, Mr. Jones hit a golf ball from a cliff that was 60 feet above his target, right? Oh, and it says the green. So the green is the target. 2 seconds after he hit the ball, it was 110 feet above the green. The ball lands on the green after 4.5 seconds. So there's a time and distance, right? Time, distance, or height, right? They're talking about the height here. When he starts, it's 60 feet above the target. And if you're starting at a certain time, like that's time 0. So at the start, there's been no time, and it was 60 feet above the target. Okay. 2 seconds after he hit the ball, so when the time is 2, it was 110 feet above the green. The ball lands on the green after 4.5 seconds. So when it lands on the green, 4.5 seconds later, the distance to the green is 0. So it's just determining what they want for our table here. Now we're back to the same thing where we go add list and spreadsheet. So number 4, go up here and change A to X, change B to Y. Now in your notes, it says copy the table, right? So we're copying the table right here. Okay, 0 to 4.5. And 60, 110, 0. Okay. Now you're looking at the second part of the notes where we, if we're going to get the equation, we go menu, 4 for statistics, 1 for a calculation, a stat calculation, and then 6, quadratic regression. All right, so menu 416. And the X list is in the X column, Y list is in the Y column. Go all the way down and hit OK. All right, so let's make sure if you don't have that, write it down. Menu 416. Once I get this, there's my answer. So I have A, I have B, I have C that goes in the equation. But if you want to see the equation, do Control, Doc, 2. So Control is the gold button, Doc is this button here, and then 2 is add a graph. Right? It doesn't show you at first because that's F2, but it shows that this page is related to this page. Here's my equation. So when they ask for the equation of the parabola, it is negative 15.3 x squared. And then positive 55 point, we're just rounding it to a decimal. So 55.7 x. And if you slide all the way over, there you go, all the way over here. And that just rounds up to 60. So plus 60.0, right? There's my equation. And you could say y equals, right? When I hit enter, it's going to graph it. So there it is. What is the maximum height in relation to the green? So if I want the maximum, all I have to do is go menu, and then 6 is analyze the graph. And I can find whatever I want here. If I want the zeros, if I want the minimum, if I want the maximum. This question is asking for the maximum. So all the test questions are going to be like this, where you have to do quadratic regression, and then you got to find answers about this parabola. So if I highlight it, it gives me the point here, 1.8. 2 is the time, but 111 is the height. So the maximum height, 111 feet. How long was the ball at least 60 feet above ground. So now I want to look at the table. So menu 7 gives me the table. So 1 second it's above, 2 seconds it's still above, 3 seconds it's still above. At 4 seconds it's now below. So for 3 seconds it was above. Right? That's what we're doing for these. Always checking the table, checking the graph, and that's how you should get your answers.